Good morning, coffee moaners. Good morning, one and all. Is it nice and sunny where you are? What's the weather like? That's what we start with here in the UK. Welcome to Coffee Moaning, our daily, every day of the week bar a Sunday news digest. As Nadia likes to say, what we like to talk about around the coffee table. What's kind of floating our boats? What's annoying us? What we maybe don't understand but want to get to understand. All that sort of stuff, guys. How are we? Sort of water cooler kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Stuff that bothers us, stuff that kind of hijacks us, stuff that kind of worries us, but also stuff that makes us chuckle. Morning, Karima. Morning, Sonia Donovan. Morning. If you're listening on podcast, if you haven't already, do subscribe to this dear old channel. We make lots of different footage for your delectation. Many YouTube channels focus on one thing alone, but we're ADHD and I'm an addict and we're program makers and broadcasters, and we like to make as much different content as we possibly can to suit the mood. Not all the content is for everyone. Some of you aren't into gardening, but some of you might want to relax and watch me amble around and have a fight with Nadia in the fig grove or something like that. Our reality show, our home time reality show, our travel vlogs, our movie reviews, trailer reactions, you name it. There's all sorts of stuff here for any persuasion. And you can just watch the stuff that you like. But Coffee Moaning's been going since lockdown. It's been going sort of regularly, and it's become, I like to think, got a lovely message yesterday from someone saying it's become my North Star, which is very sweet. I mean, we don't profess to know everything, but I think we have a pretty, oh, is there noise on the mic? Sorry, let me turn this off. It's the fan. But yeah, we don't profess to know everything, but we profess to have an opinion on absolutely everything. So there we go. So morning, Alison, morning, Cloda, morning, Creatorholic. If there's time, we will, can you do the Love Live of your garden with the music that you did a few years ago? That was nice. Tranquility, please. Oh, did we do garden with music? I could do a garden with music. I could just film the garden for half an hour and put it to music, couldn't I? That's all right, Kimberly. No, that's good. I was doing that really. We need our own, you know, like, what are they called? Not servers. What are the great big places where they process content and code and all that kind of stuff. Gabrielle, I feel mentally low today, sending hugs to all who needs them. Yeah, I mean, I can never really, and we can never really promise that we won't pivot towards serious. I mean, we've got some serious topics here today, and if we've got time, we'll try and do the Friday quiz as well. What landed last night? Oh, Home Time landed last night. A fantastic Home Time vlog. If you've been missing Dina, we've all been missing Dina. Where's Dina? Where the fuck is she? Curly Cooks tomorrow. She's in there talking about starting her OnlyFans account for her toes. She wants to put her toes in jelly. She never shared this with anyone else but you guys on Home Time. Nads is caught upstairs in her knickers. She was doing an advert, by the way. So yeah, do subscribe, do hit the notification bell and you will be notified. And if you become a member, Christopher Cundall generously bought 50 memberships for a month for you to test drive it. Every week you get a live Sunday on a Monday show. You get sporadic members lives. And for those in the higher bracket, you're going to get a cook along, of which there's a cook along tonight, 7 o'clock. I think it's Mexican pork chops and potato salad. If you don't like a pork chop, use a lamb chop. If you don't like a lamb chop, you're fucked. No, you're not. There's a vegan in the house. So anyway, there you go. That's who we are. That's what we do. Do follow the madness that is us. Thank you, Karima. So what are we talking about today? Israel is furious with France. Fermez la bouche. France. Why? We'll tell you in a minute. South Park mocks not just Trump. And one shouldn't do this. One shouldn't body shame. One shouldn't mock the size of a man's appendage. But if there's ever an opportunity, I think, to do that, I think it may be with Trump. I think he's big enough in certain areas and orange enough and hairy. He's got airy hair to deal with it. But he's not happy. So South Park have had a bit of a swipe at Donald Trump. And we're going to be also talking about some more revelations re Epstein. Nothing majorly new, but just it's a pretty gruesome kind of analogy to use, especially given what a lot of us have gone through and been through. But, you know, it feels like things are tightening up for anyone implicated in the Epstein files or implicated in the Epstein scandal. We've got some developments there. Donald Trump is visiting Scotland. I saw someone, as I was grabbing a coffee and sorting out the PDFs, I noticed someone say that you're going to be protesting. Who was it? Who's going to be protesting at the golf course? Re-Trump. I mean, what boo-boos is he going to come out with? What is he going to say? I mean, what's he going to do and all that kind of stuff. MeTube, that's a very good point. Thank you, MeTube. You know what, MeTube? You should have your own YouTube called MeTube. I love it. You just kind of cut to the chase of MeTube is a regular member of all of you are regular members, and everyone has something meaningful to say. But MeTube, I think, has a sort of brain the size of an entire server. Is that big? Is a server big? I don't know if a server is big. Anyway, MeTube says, when they are sexual predators, I think you can mock whatever you want about them. Yeah, I think that's quite I mean, it's not a big philosophical question, but I suppose when you've done something so egregiously bad, is body shaming on the table? Was it on the cards? I don't know if it was a first in the new series of South Park. I don't even know if we can see South Park. I just know the story. I haven't seen the show, unfortunately. If you're listening on podcast, that's me drinking my coffee, which is so sharp. It's like a knitting needle in my eye, but I fucking love it. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, and what other news? And we're going to be talking about, online controls of availability of porn to anyone under the age of 18. I think this is good. I think it makes sense. I think it does beg the question, why didn't it happen sooner? And I think that's my lot up there. Oh, Hulk Hogan has died, tragically. Hulk Hogan, huge supporter of Donald Trump. I think I have an image of him somewhere. There he is. The Hogan. Was he called the Hogan or the Hulk? He looks odd without his bandana, doesn't he? It's like he's like got too much head. Anyway, Hulk Hogan's horrific final weeks revealed as muscle-bound former wrestler's strength sapped away. Do you remember at the great big Republican conference, he tore his top off? I don't think it came off as freely as he was hoping, but he was a big guy. He was a larger than life character. He was the whole worldwide wrestling world. What does WWE stand for? Is it WWE or WWF? I always get them mixed up. One's the Worldwide Wilderness Fund. Tell me, I can't remember. See, I told you I don't know everything. WWE. Anyway, he was a huge supporter of Trump, and he tragically died of, I believe, cardiac arrest. Apparently, Anna Marie Charlotte says, if you don't squirm when drinking fresh coffee, it's not real coffee. Oh, thank God for that. Thank you. Whew, that's hardcore. But anyway, of course, no one wants anyone to die, and that's terrible. Hugh. What's his name? Hulk Hogan. I was going to call him Hugh Hulken. Probably steroids. I mean, one always wonders, doesn't one, when one looks at it? It's like I saw a footage of the Liver King again the other day. I mean, he's turning into liver. I mean, not his own liver. He's turning into liver. Sun-baked, blanched liver. That's what he's become. Kimberly Jones, thanks so much for showing up, Mark, to keep us all informed and connected. It means a lot, especially when you guys are dealing with your own stuff. Big group hug. Thank you so much, Kimberly. That's very kind of you. Thank you. World leaders who send billions of weapons for genocide, says Martz, deserve no grace when it comes to satire and being made fun of. I know if you're big enough to be the president, you shouldn't be so easily offended. Seeing as we're talking about Trump and South Park, here's a clip of him with the head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, and they're having a bit of a bicker. This is so odd. Check this out.
So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed. You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
That's our entire capital plan.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
Yes, you did just see two old men in hard hats bickering about who spent the money on what building. To be fair to Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, the American bank, he was pushing back on Trump there. That was a very polite pushback. Basically, Donald Trump trying to say he's lost control of the cost of building buildings. And Jerome Powell saying, don't give me that bullshit. Let me look at your spreadsheet. But the way they mutter, I mean, this is unedifying stuff. with their hard hats on. I loved, who was it who said it? Danny Dyer. He talks about, Danny Dyer gave a voice to those poor members of the public that are stood behind politicians in hard hats. I never listen to what the politicians are saying, do you, when they're on a kind of factory floor or at a car manufacturing plant? I don't listen to anything they've got to say because it's just a promotional photo opportunity. I just look at the poor fuckers behind them, and you're thinking, what do you really think? Are you there through choice, or has your line manager said you'd better stand there, Jim? But Jim, I'm a member of the new party that's been set up by Zara Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn, and I love sultanas. I'm going to be talking about that too. So yeah, Trump having rows with the head of the Fed. What's it all about? We may as well stick with Trump, shall we? In other news, South Park, we're terribly sorry, but they're not. This looks like they've actually apologized, but they haven't. They were kind of like, when asked about it at Comic-Con, they just went, oh yeah, we're terribly sorry. South Park creators respond with humor to White House anger over naked Donald Trump in South Park. I mean, of course, the one thing this makes me want to do is watch it. I want to watch it. There's apparently Donald Trump is shown in bed with the devil. And I think he's taken umbrage with a couple of things in this. One is that the devil chucks him out of hell because of the Epstein list. Do you get it? So he's so evil, potentially. It's all potential at this stage. They're not even the devil could convince. I mean, I tell you what, actually, things are happening on the planet that make the devil quite a cool customer. I personally wouldn't mind fraternizing with the devil if non-devilly people are people like Bibi Netanyahu and the Donald. So apparently he's shown in bed with the devil. The devil chucks him out of bed because he's like, fucking hell, you're a bit evil for me, you scumbag. He's there, he is in the Oval Office. But they also show him, there's Jesus, they also show him with his todger out, or there's a portrait of him with a tiny todger. And Trump's not happy. Trump is not happy. Where's the, here we go. Let's have a look at the full story. They've depicted the president's privates. They've shown him in flagrante. That's great, isn't it? In flagrante with the devil. The makers of South Park have thrown down the gauntlet. This is great. The episode's plot involves Trump's cancellation for funding public broadcaster NPR. Apparently, the White House went mad. I'm just trying to find the White House actually went mad at. Let's have a look. Just find the quote from the White House. It's so funny. Can you believe that the White House is actually commenting on South Park? The Independent's reporting South Park creators issue sarcastic apology to Donald Trump. An administration source from the White House told Deadline that President Trump had been left seething over the childish attack. This show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas in a desperate attempt for attention. So what's he going to do? Is he going to send all the characters from South Park to El Salvador? Why doesn't South Park just reveal the list? Reveal the list. Eh? In other news, I like the way we're segueing in a sort of naturally hand-holding fashion. This is so cool. Mayor, I hope you're well. Dear Lord, the amount of fragility in that building. Men must be sobbing in the corridors every time a joke is made about the government. I'm not one for man-shaming or mansplaining, though Nadia would disagree with that. But come on, guys. Roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. Dottie Woozy, they deliberately choose attacks that they knew would get a response. Do you think he's right to respond? Do you think he's, I suppose you can't, let's be fair. Let's be fair to the Donald. A national treasure of a kind of satirical cartoon show for adults depicts you with a small willy. Yeah, I guess you would wake up whilst you're eating your breakfast and you think, fucking hell, I don't feel very cheerio. We all have PTSD from that image, says Mars. Absolutely. Well, in further news, the birthday album. Now, do you remember scrapbooks? Scrapbooks. This is all about the Wall Street Journal. Rupert Murdoch's publication has obviously published earlier this week. I think it was Monday, wasn't it? A letter allegedly written from Donald Trump to Epstein, drawn underneath the sort of wibbly wobbly lines that are meant to denote boobs. And he signed it with his kind of inimitable signature in the area of the pudenda. He's like, it's a fake news. It's fake news, fakeity, fake. It's fake everywhere. It's fake news. Well, that fake news is about to become less fake because more and more people signed the album. More and more people sent letters to the album. Here we go. Bill Clinton. Well, this is not surprising, is it? Bill Clinton reportedly sent Jeffrey Epstein a note for the birthday album. Let me just find, we've got quite a few as well. This is all very, 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 very mucky. Bill Clinton reportedly praised Jeffrey Epstein's childlike curiosity in a birthday message to the paedophile in 2003. We all saw Donald Trump's letter. Apparently, Bill Clinton, the Clintons are coming increasingly under the spotlight as their kind of involvement and friendship with Epstein is given some attention. Peter Mandelson. Never had a great feeling about Peter Mandelson. So Peter Mandelson also sent a note in the album. There's lots of notes in the album. In fact, there's one person, I forget who it was, sent photographs from their African trip. One of the photographs was one animal mating another, a couple of animals mating. I think another animal was a zebra with a huge schlonger. The tone and sensibility within the birthday album is clearly one of a man who's a bit dirty and a bit nasty and a bit kind of rude. So, but Peter Mandelson, there he was standing, excuse me, just over Trump just recently. That coffee was so bitter. Excuse me. Excuse me 1 second. For those of you listening to the podcast, I do apologize for having to listen to me glug. That coffee was just maybe a little bit too bitter. They're getting me back now. They're poisoning me. Here's Ghislaine. This is Ghislaine with Epstein. This is the Deputy Attorney General who went to see her yesterday. So more and more people, more and more is being released and revealed. The Wall Street Journal is clearly operating along the lines of let's drip feed more and more awkward information into the public realm. At the same time, the Deputy Attorney General, this guy, headed off to see Ghislaine Maxwell yesterday. He met with her. It's not too sure whether she was sporting this hair, but for the sake of imagination, let's imagine that sat opposite that. And when they met, it's like everyone said, what the fuck is going on? Did you meet to cook up a plan for when she sits in front of the select committee or whatever it is in August, on August the 11th? That's going to be a big day, guys. Is it going to be live? We're going to be fucking going mental on that day, aren't we? What's she going to say? But are they cooking up a plan? I mean, it couldn't look more suspect, could it? Bill Clinton praised Epstein's childlike curiosity and birthday message. Just trying to find, did I not? Oh no, there's a post by Chuck Schumer. Let me see if I can find it in my phone. There's a quote from Chuck Schumer that says, where is it? Here we go. Chuck Schumer tweeted last night, or X'd last night, under no circumstances should anyone from Trump's Department of Justice be allowed to privately interview Ghislaine Maxwell. The conflict of interest is glaring. It stinks of high corruption. Now, this is the part of it all that gets, okay, so let's say they've gone in there yesterday. We're going to just stick with this for a minute. This is who we're talking, we all know who Ghislaine is, don't we? We're talking about Ghislaine, who holds the key, really, I think, to Trump's presidency and survival. If she now spills a load of stuff on the 11th of August, and none of it implicates Trump, but it implicates everyone else, is that going to be enough? Give me yeses or nos. You don't need to know about American politics. But do you think everyone's going, oh, all right, then, yeah, fair dues. Got the information we needed. Whilst you're answering that, let me just play this audio of Donald Trump that's doing the rounds.
Who a lot of people don't give credit to, but in actuality is really beautiful, really beautiful is Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton. And I've known Paris Hilton from the time she's 12.
She's hot.
Her parents are friends of mine. And, you know, the first time I saw her, she walked into the room and said, who the hell is that? She's very beautiful. Her
she dumb?
is flawless. She's dumb like a fox.
Have you seen the video, the sex video?
I have seen it.
You did. What'd you do? You went on the internet?
It was just.
How did you see that? What did you do?
Melania showed it to me.
She did?
She showed it to me.
It's not pleasant, is it? It's not pleasant. Let me just turn this on over here. It's not pleasant. It's just not pleasant. Is it? She's dumb like a fox. This guy, there's more and more and more. Sorry, I'm just having to turn the thingy on. It's very hot in here. There's more and more. There's more and more and more stuff coming out. It's just hideous. DP, we are only aware of the tip of the iceberg, and all roads lead back to one country. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's only my opinion. Nadia says I need to say this all the time just in case. I believe Epstein and everyone implicated is implicated because everyone is worried that Israel has all the information. And I would argue that the reason we are seeing appalling images of children starving and a nation starving is precisely because Western leaders and the systems of governance and control and the elites and the money and all that kind of stuff are too afraid of what could come out. I think that's how significant the Epstein files, story, saga is. It was an enormous blackmail operation by Israeli intelligence, and the implications are far, far reaching for Prince Andrews, for let's just look at what's that game that you can play, which is, I forget the name of the celebrity, but it was like the idea being that by 3 steps of separation, you've slept with someone. Do you remember that? There's something like where, you know, 7 stages of, I don't know, something or other, 7 steps of separation. Something like that. Because Peter Mandelson, he sounds like he was involved. And of course, he was mates with Tony Blair. I mean, how many people could be implicated? Sorry, I've got such a dry throat. 6 degrees of separation. Thank you, Kimberly. Beyond shocking. Okay, well, look, before my voice completely caves in, Israel is furious with France as France states it's going to recognize a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly. Let me just get these stories down. Israeli leaders condemn Macron for this. I think the UN General Assembly is going to be September, so we've still got another couple of months. There's still, with all due respect, Macron, there's still time for Palestine not to exist whatsoever. So he's the first of, well, he's not the first country to recognize a Palestinian state, but he's the first of a number of countries. This is Benjamin Netanyahu's response. We strongly condemn Macron's decision to recognize a Palestinian state next to Tel Aviv in the wake of the October 7th massacre. Such a move rewards terror and risks creating another Iranian proxy, just as Gaza became. Sorry, mate, you are creating the Iranian proxies by prohibiting the ability of Palestinians to live with dignity. Sorry. A Palestinian state in these conditions would be a launch pad to annihilate Israel, not to live in peace beside it. Let's be clear. The Palestinians do not seek a state alongside Israel. They seek a state instead of Israel. Well, that's curious because Israel plonked itself as a state in Palestine. I mean, you can't get around that. It's like pretending you can't celebrate the creation of Israel without acknowledging that it wasn't there before. That's always struck me as a contradiction. Has it anyone else? Independence Day, or it's not really Independence Day, is it? But Creation Day, Birth of Israel Day. You can't celebrate that day unless you're kind of admitting that it wasn't there before. Just saying. But just, I found this interesting table here. Where is it? God, I can't find any of my bits. Oh, where is it? Oh, this is so annoying. Sorry, just one sec. Macron plan to recognize Palestine, says America, is a slap in the face. Oh, God, I haven't got it. Is it here? Oh, yeah, here. No, that's not it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. This is Keir Starmer's letter. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about Macron's plan to recognize Palestine. Marco Rubio also says this is the United States strongly rejects Macron's plan to recognize a Palestinian state. This reckless decision only serves to mass. I mean, look, literally, he's copy and pasted everything from, and he's abbreviated everything that Netanyahu said. There's literally nothing between Netanyahu and American foreign policy, is there? Oh, here we go. Where the world stands. These are the G20 countries that recognize Palestine at the top there. Include Argentina, Brazil, Bulgaria, China, Hungary, Indonesia, Mexico, Russia, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Turkey. Interesting that really almost all of those countries, bar France, are kind of considered axis of evil enemy types. I suppose Sweden and Turkey aren't. But G20 countries that do not are us, the UK, Australia, Canada, Germany, Italy, Japan, South Korea, and the US. So if France was to jump into that, so, you know, we're still one of the countries that doesn't. Who believes that the reason we won't recognize Palestine, I mean, it's all symbolic. No amount, excuse me, no amount of, let me take my inhaler, no amount of recognizing Palestine, excuse me, yeah, I'm just dying live, don't worry. No amount of recognizing Palestine is going to change things on the ground for the Palestinians at all. You know, I mean, Israel doesn't give a monkey's jollop if the entire world recognizes Palestine, and it won't change anything. It's just, it's shocking. It's all symbolic, but, you know, even symbolism is important. And the reason I wanted to show Keir Starmer's letter that he put on his stories, this is interesting. You know how a lot of influencers won't put anything that supports Palestine on their feeds, on their grid, because they don't want the footprint. They don't want it to be there for ages in case the Zionist lobby groups then seek to kind of destroy their lives. Yeah. So they do it in their stories. So that they're only there for 24 hours. You know, and okay, some people do that. It's better than nothing, but actually it doesn't reach many people. It's an important distinction. Even Starmer put this letter not on his feed, but in his stories. The suffering and starvation unfolding in Gaza is unspeakable and indefensible. While the situation has been grave for some time, it's reached new depths, Donald, and continues to worsen. We are witnessing. So basically, he says all the right words. He says all the right words in kind of the right order. It's words, doesn't mean anything, doesn't change anything. But what I did want to say about that, so that we don't all feel like we're all pissing in the wind or coughing in the wind, is I genuinely think that the reason he's written that letter is, yes, things have got worse than ever, but I also genuinely think it's a result of pressure. I think all of your activities, all of people online, people contacting their MPs, people flooding their DMs on Instagram, just people hopefully like us and many other people with much bigger reaches and followings who can get that message out there. The drip, the force, the constant, the we will not go awayness of us all, I think has actually led to, in part, Keir Starmer feeling he has to post this on his stories. But I do think it's actually permanently on his X account. It's curious that it's not on his feed, though, on Instagram. But maybe he just doesn't understand Instagram. So I think it's having an effect. And I think by the same token, also having an effect is a concern for the Labour Party, and something that might be quite hopeful for younger people who, you know, perhaps worry that the Green Party isn't enough alone. Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana have agreed to launch their left-wing party. At the moment, it's called Your Party. The right-wing press are already publishing stories saying, launch day for new left-wing party shrouded in confusion as name of party confused. At the moment, it's just a link to a website called Your Party. The name of it will come, but it's a link, and you can follow the link. Go to Jeremy Corbyn's Instagram, go to Zara Sultana's Instagram, and in their profiles, you will see a link which you can click on, and you can become a part of it without any financial obligation. You can become a part of it. You can be notified in a manner that means you can then consider, oh, what are they about? Could this be something for me? The amazing thing about it is, and I was listening to the radio last night, I was in the car last night, and I think it was Ian Dale, a former Tory, I think he's a Tory MP or was a Tory MP. And him and someone else, I think the political commentator for LBC, were chuckling at the numbers that Zara Sultana and Corbyn had declared were interested in their party. And they were going for, they're saying they've got like 76,000 or 760,000 messages. I mean, pull the other one, in your dreams. I think they might be underestimating something here, because Zara Sultana this morning posted this, that in 24 hours or 36 hours, 200,000 people have signed up already via the link to their new left-wing party. And the reason this is majorly significant, I'm going to show you a statistic in a minute that's going to shock you. 200,000. Okay, not all those 200,000 are necessarily going to be fully, but you can become a member of the party without paying if you can't afford to. But let's assume, just for the sake of argument, that those 200,000, that's a surge of desperation, political desperation. I think they should call themselves change. This is real change. So 200,000. Sniggering away on LBC, the legacy media and the legacy parties going, yeah, right, pull the other one, 760,000, yeah, they're in their dreams, and all the rest of it, they're not going to get any, can't even decide on the name of the party, your party, whose party, right? A little bit of Schadenfreude here, so 200,000, but let's have a look at the membership. So 200,000, let's for the sake of argument say 200,000, it'll be more than that now. Are you ready? This is the membership of parties at the moment. Labour Party, 309,000. Only 100,000 ahead. Reform, 227,000. Equivalent. Conservatives, 131,000. Almost half. And the Liberal Democrats, 90,000. So, wow. Come on, guys. 200,000 signed up to your party, the link for Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana's new party. And these are the current memberships with the dates of when they were last assessed. I would argue probably the Conservatives have gone down. I would also argue even from February, the Labour Party has probably gone down. And I think possibly Reform will just keep going up. I think you're absolutely right, Anna-Marie Shellard. They've entirely underestimated how many people have actually had enough. Now, I'm really intrigued and I'm interested. Nadia's joined the Green Party. Can you be a member of more than one party? Or is it like, no, you can't be part of us if you're part of them? But here's the thing. I want to consider what this party is about and how they want to proceed with things, because I really want to consider joining it. I think the challenge, I think YouTube, you might sort of understand this from a sort of parliamentarian position. The challenge always with a party is how you remain nimble and responsive and you still articulate a strong opinion that isn't one that's watered down by keeping many different factions of the party happy. That's why we get bored of Conservatives and Labour, because within the party you have a spread of political persuasions and then they all need to be catered for. And that's why nothing sort of, I mean, in a weird way, that's why autocrats work really well. We believe everyone should be out of the country. Brilliant. They do that. And then suddenly all their other policies no one agrees on. So I just genuinely hope, I don't trust any of the newspaper headlines saying they can't agree on the name and The legacy media, the mainstream press and the mainstream parties are going to be using everything they can to rubbish and belittle and marginalize anything that this new party tries to do. But I think when you look at 200,000 new members, and then that was much earlier this morning, that's probably gone up. It was 80,000 last night, I think. And then you look at the size, it could outstrip for membership the Labour Party by the end of today. And I think for youngsters and for all of us, we need to feel and hope that there is an alternative voice. This isn't about not allowing reform to be. Have your voice, reform. Support reform, but we just need a voice that argues against it, that isn't this mealy-mouthed, meandering nonsense in the middle. So there you go. And finally, this is an important story. I mean, there's not a lot more to say other than it's happened. Where is it? Minister apologizes. I think this is interesting that the minister does apologize. Let me just find this is the headline here. Minister apologizes to a generation of UK children exposed to toxic online content. This is new measures brought in as of today. If you were to go onto a porn site today, you will be asked to input scan-in ID. I think we may well see a massive reduction in porn consumption because so many people won't want to do that. Minister apologizes as new measures to protect young people online come into force. The technology secretary has himself apologized to a generation of children who he says have been let down by governments, failing to keep them safe from toxic online content. Peter Kyle said the length of time it had taken to bring in laws to keep children safe online had sold a whole generation of children downstream, and that politicians must find a way to act more swiftly in the face of rapid technological change. And I think that's a really, again, I think this is good news. This is good news. And I think when you think that it's that simple, it does beg the question, why the fuck didn't it happen sooner? Me too. Being bold in comms can't be just about attacking Labour. They have to be bold in offering solutions and policies. Look at reform. They make bold claims regardless of whether it's costed or not. I agree. And I think, as I just sort of mentioned, Michu, I don't know if you agree, you've got to have more than just one big overarching policy. So, for example, we all agree with their opinions on Palestine and Gaza, but what are their policies beyond even beyond that atrocity, which is an absolute priority and represents and has implications for so many other parts of being a human. But it's a bit like, I think one of the problems for the Green Party is people perceive it to be just a party about climate change. How do you present your party as being about many different topics and having solutions for many different topics? So I think it'll be interesting to see how that proceeds. I'm excited, but I am excited. I am excited by that. Okay, well, there you go. I'm going to go and take some cough medicine because I think I've got a cough coming. That's really annoying. And it happened live. Isn't that exciting? Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your thoughts. And do subscribe if you haven't. As I say, tonight is the Curly Cook Along. For those in the highest grade membership area. We'll see you at 7 p.m. We'll be popping the link up. The ingredients list has gone on the social posts page of the channel. So we'll see you later for a non-political chinwag, glass of wine, some cocktails, some nice food. And something else will land at some point somewhere. Oh, Fantastic Four movie landing. Bring Her Back review will be landing soon. I went to a preview of that. So keep safe, everyone, and see you anon.